Hey guys, Mishka here, and I'm back by popular demand. We're going to be talking about Rune Mage spells and how to get them working, different shortcuts and whatnot. So, no more introduction, we're just going to go right into it. We're going to start with fire spells. Fireball 1, this is what the spell looks like, right? The shortcut for this one, basically you just omit this part right here. So it's like so. Cool. Fireball 2. We've got a capital letter B, right? A couple ways you can do that. You can do the round B. You can do the D method. I think I've got a video on that. My favorite method is Bucky's pretzel method, which is incredibly easy once you get the hang of it, and it only gets you Fireball, so you can get pretty ridiculous DPS there. Fireball 3. Do Fireball 2, put a circle a little bit to the left and a little bit to the right. Make sure that they're even with the middle of the B, and you draw a semicircle behind it. And that's Fireball 3. So I'll do that again for you. About there. Gonna kind of give you as many perspectives as I can on it so that, yeah, you get the idea. Boom. Cool, let's do Frost now. Frost 1. Frost 1 is drawn incorrectly on the pillar. On the pillar, it looks something like that. That is wrong. You want it to be vertical on the sides here, and that'll get it to go off. So vertical sides make it a little bit wider than you'd think, and you can get it. Or that spell's just not going to go at all. There we go. Frost 2 is a capital F. Can we do... Yeah, we'll do that in a minute. Alright, so capital F, that gets you Frost. What else you can do? You can connect that right there, and that'll give you Frost as a P. Or you can do like the candy cane, right? You can also come all the way down, almost like a teardrop. Those also work. Frost 3. Whoops. So Frost 3 and Fire 3 don't have any representation in game anymore. So yeah, you're not going to find it anywhere in the game. It's all passed down by word of mouth and videos. But essentially, you draw Frost 2, and you put a 3D line going through it. And the way that I like to do it is I do the P, because that's how I cast Frost 2. And the 3D line, you want it to be about as long as the spell is tall, and you want it to intersect right where the P connects. Or if you were doing an F, it's right where this lower line connects, right about there. You don't have to have perfectly straight lines. I can't draw a straight line to save my life, as you can see. And that still goes off. So that's Frost 3. Regarding the angle, I have it slightly going off to the right, as you can see here, but it stays flat. It doesn't dip up or down at all. So that's Frost. And then there's Ice Lance, but I can't cast Ice Lance to save my life, so we're just going to pretend like that spell doesn't exist, because to be honest, it's not useful. Go watch my other Mage videos if you want to learn how to cast Frost Lance, or Ice Lance. I don't ever use it. Alright, Arcane Spells. We have Arcane Ray. Arcane Ray. Wow, look at that. I dealt no damage. That's what it looks like. It deals... Wow, 3.6k per second. And you can't cast anything else while you do that. Or I can cast a single fireball and do 22k. Take a wild guess which one's more useful. Right, Arcane Explosion. You do the same thing as Arcane Ray. Right, there's the Arcane Ray rune. And you just draw like that. And that'll give you Arcane Explosion. Arcane Explosion is an AoE, as you see. I hit both targets. So this is what the rune looks like. How do we do a shortcut? We just get rid of this line right here. We just delete it. So it's here, like that. As you see, I have a little bit of difficulty with it on the index. I was able to cast it very consistently on the Rift, but for some reason I have trouble on the index. So I've got another shortcut where I just do a squiggly right there. This was taught to me by Zenzerker, and it is just as awesome. So, yep. Oop, come on. There it is, right? That's pretty much it. So let's do Affliction now. Affliction 1, like so. As long as you get that angle kind of sharp, it pretty much goes off. As you see, I'm not drawing it perfect. You don't have to draw it perfect. But yeah, you want that to be as good of a diamond as possible. Like if you were to look sideways, it should look more or less like a square. I know this one isn't because, like I said, I can't draw straight lines to save my life. And then you want these angles here to be about 90 degrees each. Affliction 2, like so. Haha, just kidding. Drew Affliction 1, you draw the box around it, and then a circle in the top. That's one way of doing it. I like to do the 8-ball. Keys for the 8-ball method. Again, you want that X to be as perfect as possible. Mine is not. Try to make the top and the bottom as even as possible. And then the circle coming around goes right to the middle of it. You can also do a capital R with a circle around it. You can do a B with a circle around it. You can do this little like loop-to-loop thing. There's a whole bunch of methods. I know Rich Lith, who's currently the top parsing mage in the game, uses that old method back from Preborn, but I have so much trouble with that I don't even bother with it. But yeah, there's Affliction 2. We did the Arcane. We'll do Pushback now. So Pushback looks like that, right? It's basically the number 3, but with a super circular bottom part. As you see, I suck at casting this rune normally, because I don't do it normally. If this is what the rune is supposed to... Here, let me pull up the journal, and we can look at what the rune is supposed to look like, and then I'll show you how I mess it up. There we go. So that's what the rune is supposed to look like, right? Something like that. I don't draw it like that. What I do is I connect this portion right here, so I get what we call the 76. And as you see, it's far more forgiving, and it's much easier. Yeah. And basically what I'm doing here is I'm trying to keep the spell within those lines. So wherever the top horizontal line is, the circle doesn't go beyond that. As long as you do that, you know, you should be more or less fine. Yeah. Pushback 2, I don't really ever cast it because by the time you need it, you're already dead. Really, the only times I've had success is when I do the one-stroke method, which looks something like that. But as you can see, I'm having no luck whatsoever with it. Pushback 2, you're never really going to need it. Again, when I switched to my index, I kind of lost the ability to cast all spells, so forgive me if I don't cast it properly. But yeah, it's supposed to be the pushback, right, with a 3D circle around it. But as you can see, I'm awful at it. Once I got my index, I forgot how to cast. So we're just not going to do that. Decurse. Decurse is a great spell. You need it if you're a mage, because whenever you do shards or dungeons or whatnot, there's going to be poisons, and it's your job to protect people. So get used to drawing this like weird letter E thing. You can also do like a loop-to-loop or something like that. I've seen people do that. It's a fairly forgiving spell. What else? Ice Lance. I can't cast that anymore. Whatever. Resurrection Ritual, we'll get to that. Fireworks and Light. So Light, there really is no shortcut that I'm aware of. You just kind of draw the rune. And as you can see, I'm awful at it because I don't ever cast it. You might see some people with purple light spells. It is because we have this little item here. J is for Jester. You can get that by farming Tomain in the Wastelands right outside the Mines dungeon. He's got a group there, and that'll give you this little purple light that looks just like the Magic Missile spell that the Scav Shaman uses. So, pew, and stay. There it is. Cool. Fireworks. Fireworks, as you see, it looks something like this. There we go. And now I'm going to show how I cast it. Yep, that's right. I don't angle the top of it because you don't need to. And it's much easier to just kind of draw a weird little box. I know there is a shortcut. It looks something like that. Or here, I don't know. I don't use a shortcut because, you know, it's a spell that you don't really need a shortcut for. I've got a really fun story about fireworks and raids. Ask me sometime if you see me in game. Mana Shield. Mana Shield looks like so. Doop. Right? Now here's the fun thing. You can draw literally anything in the middle of it and it'll go off. So I see some people do that. Here we go. Whenever I cast it, I basically just draw a vertical line and I just kind of come back up to the middle. right? Yeah, smiley face goes off. Yeah, nice and easy. Other spells in here that I haven't gone over. All right, Resurrection Ritual. You can actually get this in the library of High Step. It's right by all the market stalls and everything. There's a scroll, and it'll have this on it. I think you need to do lore quest or the main story quest in order to get this into your journal. But, step 1, step 2, and step 3. Or, as I like to do it, 1, 2, and a Mickey Mouse for 3. Because that works. Anything else? Alright, cool. And then the Teleportation Rituals. The Teleportation Ritual, I think, is supposed to be something like that to start it off. I do a loop-de-loop. So, like, if I want to go to High Step, it's a loop-de-loop, followed by a P, and then chicken foot. That'll take you to High Step. Loop-de-loop, backwards P, chicken foot. There's Rainforest. Loop-de-loop, backwards P. Hourglass looking thing. I believe that's Wastelands. Loop-de-loop, diamond, chicken foot is Lamavora. Loop-de-loop, diamond in is Hidden Garden. And then loop-de-loop, oh, what is it? Diamond, Hourglass, I believe, is Holthein's Basin. So I think those are all the pillars that you can create. I think that's pretty much, I think that's all the spells. Trying to think if I'm missing anything. Frost 2, the rune in the Fellowship Courtyard won't go into your journal. So, wrong way. This one right here won't go into your journal. I have it in my journal because I'm from Preborn, and we could do that. And then Arcane Explosion. Remember this one here? That one is in Lamavora. I believe it also won't go into your journal because game bugged. And then, like I said, remember that for Frost 1, the lines are vertical. The rune shown on the pillar is incorrect. So those are just like my kind of few tips. Oh, and there's 2 more rituals. There's Triplicity. So at level 30 as a mage, you can choose Triplicity or Contamination. Basically, you need to cast 15 successful spells, and then you can cast a 2-part ritual, Triplicity or Contamination. You have to pick one. It's the same ritual for both. You do the start of Resurrection, and then Polymorph. Oh, which I haven't shown. I'll show that in a second. Once I do that, a lot of my spells are tripled. It doesn't work for all spells. So like if I try Arcane Explosion, it doesn't work. Affliction, it doesn't work. Fire, it works. Frost, it works. Not that you can tell because it ended. Right. So we have Polymorph. I completely forgot about that. This is what it's supposed to look like. Something like that. I don't know. Here's how I draw it. It's just a bow tie. And what it'll do is it'll turn a non-elite, non-boss enemy into a chicken, but be aware that it will heal them fully, so don't do it to somebody who's about to die. And then, yeah, Contamination. I don't think I have any Potions of Forgetfulness on me. Let me see if I can get one out of these chests. You'd think one of these is bound to have a potion, right? That's a Chameleon Potion. So close, and yet so far. Nope, no Potions of Forgetfulness. Alright, well, I'm sorry, I can't show it to you. But if you ever see somebody with like what looks like a black hole with like black and green and stuff like that, that's Contamination. Basically, it just makes your dots, so like Affliction, or if for some godforsaken reason you took True Affliction, it'll make those dots last longer. By the way, don't take True Affliction, it sucks right now. It's just awful. Runic Speed doesn't work, so don't take that. Selfish Streak is better than Shared Streak because they override each other, and Selfish Streak is a higher DPS. Runic Diversity because Runic Speed doesn't work. True Affliction sucks. Affinity's better. I take Triplicity because it's better to start. You know, it's just more damage than Contamination. Lend a Hand or Static Charge, that's up to you. Highest mage in the game, highest parsing mage in the game doesn't take Lend a Hand or Static Charge. They don't use either of them. But I like being able to control my spells with my offhand. So, yep, that's kind of a rundown of the spells. And a few of the shortcuts for each of them. I know Frost 3 and Fire 3 are kind of like, wait, I don't know how to cast them because there's no indication in game. Well, hopefully that helps, and I showed you the angles. But yep, I hope that helps. If you have any more questions, comments, concerns, suggestions for videos, all that jazz, let me know. I'm always willing to help. And yeah, till next time, happy hunting. Oh god, where's my mouse? There it is.